Okay guys, so today we're going to be going over American imperialism. Here in the political cartoon that you see here, you're going to see it says England, and you can see that it is portrayed as an octopus, and all the tentacles are getting other islands or properties or territories, right? So it's just one country taking over other countries or territories. So imperialism, a formal definition: it's a stronger nation taking over a weaker nation, right? Stronger nation taking over a weaker nation. Expansion, just like we went over today. Most European nations wanted to expand. The more territory you had, the more power you had. So reasons for colonial expansion: the need for raw materials, like we went over with the Berlin Conference in Africa. Strategic reasons: for ports, for fueling stations, for nationalism, to spread your country, right? Your ideas from your country, and attitudes towards other peoples, right? Now, Alfred T. Mahan, he was the leading advocate for imperial expansion, right? He wanted for us to have a very powerful navy, and he felt that if you were going to be a strong country, you had to have a strong navy to defend yourself and to attack, okay? He wanted a large marine supply, colonies for naval bases, and to create trade with other countries. Now, of course, you're going to have opposition, people that don't want to expand. So you have the anti-imperialists, those who were against imperialism or for the United States to take over other countries. Mark Twain and Andrew Carnegie were two of them. It violated the basic democratic principles of self-government, which the United States was founded on, just like I went over in class. The American Revolution happened because the colonists did not want Great Britain to take over, right? They were tired of their rules and laws. So the United States, or some people felt that the United States was being like Great Britain and taking over and controlling other countries, which, again, they didn't want. So the American Anti-Imperialist League is created in 1898. And again, they opposed acquisition. Again, acquisition was one of our terms to know of colonies. Opposed acquisition of colonies for the United States to acquire to get land. Okay? And again, here you can see the United States, how we grow from 1783, 1803, when we got the Louisiana Territory, and then 1819, 1861, the beginning of the Civil War. 1898, we get bigger, right? And then 1899, and then now. Everybody wants our help. Everybody wants to be with the United States. Now, the Platt Amendment. This is going to deal with Cuba. Imperialists won this argument. It says it guaranteed Cuban independence. However, they had to agree to the Platt Amendment. Now, the Platt Amendment, it says that the United States had the right to intervene in Cuban affairs at any time. And again, in this political cartoon, you can see Uncle Sam, and this here is, what is that? McKinley, right? The Bill of Fare, Cuba steak, Puerto Rico pig, the Samoan Islands, and the Philippine Islands, right? So it's like, okay, what does the United States want? Now, America in the Pacific. Again, we not only go into Cuba and Puerto Rico, we go into the Pacific. And just like we went over today in the Philippines, the Filipinos fought for their independence against the United States. We ended up getting the Philippines at the end of the Spanish-American War, and again, they fought for their independence. Now, Hawaii. This is a new one. Now, reasons why we wanted Hawaii. One is a refueling station for our Navy, just in case we were to go to China or attack or get into any kind of war with the countries in Asia, right? So it served as a refueling station. It's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The United States built sugar and pineapple plantations. Missionaries were sent to convert to Christianity. In the 1890s, Queen Liliuokalani tried to get her power back. And in 1893, she was overthrown. Now, the person that we put in charge after Queen Lilu was overthrown was Sanford B. Dole. Now, remember Dole? That's kind of like the fruit company, the pineapples, right? Dole pineapples. So think Hawaii. He led a provisional government while it was being annexed. And just like at Nixon, the Nixon Annex, right? The freshman annex, it's separate, but it's still part of the big main campus, right? So annex means something that is separated from the main island, but it's still part of the country. So that's Hawaii. And what they did, or he did, limited the native rights. So the Hawaiians do not like this. And we finally annexed it the same year that we fought the Spanish-American War in 1898. Now we get Guam, of course, at the end of the Spanish-American War, and it is a port. And today it is a territory in the United States. So here you're going to have China, Australia is down here, the Philippines are here, and Guam is right here. And then on this side you're going to have Hawaii, and up here, of course, is Alaska. And the last two here is Midway and Samoa. We got the possession in 1867, right? The Battle of Midway, we'll see that later. But Midway is going to be over here. And then, of course, Samoa was divided between Germany and the United States, okay, in 1899. So these are territories that we got in the Pacific.